It's time for a party on Scrapbook Soup. Stacey Caron has butterfly favors. Make a banner with Tonya Lutz.
Or try a welcome banner with photos. And finally, wedding accessories with Rachel Carlson. Celebrate with Scrapbook Soup.
Today's Scrapbook Soup has been brought to you in part by Spellbinders, dye templates for cutting, embossing, and stenciling. Beautiful details, inspiring creativity. Spellbinderspaperarts.com. Stamp, sprinkle, tap, heat, wow. Wowembossingpowder.co.uk. Sakura Color Products of America. sakuraofamerica.com.
Banners, garlands, and party favors. Create the perfect party today on Scrapbook Soup. Hi, I'm Julie Faith-Ann Balzer, and this is Julie McGuffee.
Today's soup ingredients all add up to fabulous celebrations. You can use your paper crafting supplies for lots of unique items.
Yeah, here's a banner that I made, and it's not actually meant to be hung on the wall. This was actually a gift I gave to a friend of mine. I went to her birthday party, and I wanted to give her something that would be a memory of the event. And I thought, well, a party banner is kind of about a party. And you'll notice that I did my journaling with little stickers.
Very, very cool. Well, you know, this is a scrapbooking show, and so we do take lots of photographs on the set of our guests. And I have a few of them here in front of me. But if you look on the wall behind Julie and I, then you'll see that we've hung a lot of these photographs. And we did something I thought was a little bit different. I took some string and I hung it across the opening of an empty frame, and then we just clipped our little photographs right onto the string.
What an easy, easy idea. And I'll be right back with Stacey Caron with Butterfly Party Favors. Well, Stacey Caron is back, and she has some great party embellishments. And I love these little pattern paper pinwheels that you have going on.
Julie, they're not pattern paper.
I think they are.
They're actually washi tape. You know what
Really?
that is, right?
Yeah,
It's
washi tape is
awesome.
that, it's paper tape made from washi paper, which is kind of transparent.
Yep.
It has that repositionable
Yep.
adhesive on it.
Great for die cutting.
Super cool.
We've actually made our own pattern paper out of washi tape. So all we've done is taken the tape, lined it up, made our own little
That is neat. It looks like a
customized-
continuous pattern.
Isn't that awesome?
Really cool.
So then we've just ran it through the die cut machine, but for the pinwheel, we've actually used this die right here.
I would
And then-
never think you could get a pinwheel out of that.
Isn't that amazing? If you just cut this on the four corners,
Okay.
turn over the little pieces, take a brad into the middle, you've got your pinwheel.
Man, Stacey, you did that so fast. That's
It's
crazy.
easy, and you can customize your parties. Use a little skewer on the back, and you're ready to go with your little embellishments for your cupcakes.
I love that. And I
Isn't that great?
love the napkins that you've used too.
Oh, that's so much fun. We've actually created coasters and all kinds of fun stuff with the different dies.
So you're going to show us how this works?
Yeah, I'm just going to take my cutting plate and I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine
Okay.
and cut them out. And you can cut several dies at one time.
Which I really like because it means you can do all like the prep and the setup and get all
Yes.
your pieces done, and then just boom, 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 it
Yep.
goes right through the machine.
Well, when you're planning a party, it's, you know, you want to be like really productive.
I know.
'cause-
I always admire those hostesses who can put together all these, you know, different favors.
Yes, it just shows you how easy it is to do it yourself. So we've got this great little effect here. Look at that.
Man, that is a custom-made doily in
It's a
no time
custom
at all,
doily.
and you've got that gorgeous pattern on the other side from the
I mean,
tape.
is that not great?
I can't believe how it does not stick to the die at
No,
all.
it doesn't. And then, you know, this is sticky on the back, so basically you just peel this off. And when you put this onto cardstock, and I've pre-cut this,
Right.
you obviously get that effect, which is amazing. Take your
That is so
straw,
neat.
and then that's how we did these really cute embellishments here with the butterflies.
I love that, those little cute straws.
Yeah, aren't they fun? To get the effect on the cups, we've just ran through the edge die with the washi tape, and then you have customizable.
Now, did you put the washi tape onto something, or did you
We
just
ran
it through?
Yeah, for the
That's
cups,
cool.
we totally ran it through. And see how it looks a little transparent? It's really cute. My favorite technique of all of it is these customizable little
But you did put the
napkins.
washi tape onto some paper and then peeled it off the paper.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is amazing. You
Yes,
take the
it
die
is.
cut. You
this
take,
looks like a really, you know, like you buy those fancy party napkins in the big pack.
doesn't it? And
yeah.
you can have it customized according to the color of your tape for your own party color scheme. We've actually taken a plain napkin and a die. You just put the napkin on the inside.
So how do you get it not to cut the folded edges? Because I see this is actually a full and complete napkin.
Yes. See where I'm putting the die right now? See how the folded edges, the die is on the inside of the folded edges?
I think you mean the die should be on this part of the folded
Yes,
edges.
exactly.
Yes.
Then when you run this through, and I was looking at it from the other direction,
Yes,
but when you
yes.
run this through, you end up with this great border.
Yeah.
Then you take your tape.
It's
put
so
it on the napkin.
easy to customize it for your wedding colors, for your birthday party, kid theme,
Totally
adult theme,
fun.
Super Bowl, with your, you know, or school colors for
Yes.
some kind of thing like that.
Yes, and there's so many more things you can do. It's just amazing when you start really playing
this
with things.
pillow that you brought. It's so beautiful.
Yep, fusible webbing on the back of fabric, and you can actually just run it through with a die, and you have these beautiful customized pillows. So it's all about off the page, right?
And there's so many off-the-page ideas that you have here. I mean, I love the frames. I think that they're amazing. And the party favors.
This is my favorite. What do you think of this?
I think it makes you look like you're the queen of everything.
No, somebody else is going to be the party princess. Some little girl's birthday party.
And is this made with washi tape also?
No, this is actually made with foil.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I know that this keychain here, which looks so dimensional, and I thought it might be clay or something, it's actually
Shrink plastic. It's amazing. A bachelorette party or a gift for somebody. It's easy. One pass through the machine.
Super
Lots
easy.
of fun stuff.
This has been great, Stacey. Thank you so
Thanks.
much. And we'll be right back.
Well, today we're talking about banners, and Tonya Lutz is joining us now with an inspirational banner. And you can see that in front of us, and it really is very, very inspiring. And you're going to show us how you did this. You have a lot of different techniques with
Yes.
colors and inks. Well, let's start with the yellow and the orange one.
Great. So the yellow and the orange was just using these color sticks, and I'll show you just how quickly you can use them either dry or wet.
Okay. Now, these are gelatos, right? I
Yes,
remember that. It reminds me
yes.
of ice cream and flavors.
Yeah, and they're actually named after all the favorite flavors. This is the tangerine. So you can see just by spritzing into a cup, you can create it. It's water soluble, so it completely releases into a pigment. And what's great is you can really make it very light or very dark and rich. As you can see, very easily it's turned
And it's just
right
coloring
into
the
a liquid
water.
paint. Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
So very vibrant. So what I've gone ahead and done is created a few different mists out of my favorite colors. And we'll start with the yellow. And I've just used this in a little mini mister. And this is a really simple technique, but you can really put down a lot of color in a quick way. So we'll start with yellow, and you can see it just mists right along.
And you're using a stencil for this.
Yes, and this is just a nice circular stencil that can be used in a lot of different ways.
Oh, that is easy.
Isn't that pretty? And then we'll go back over it with the red. And the nice thing is that because it's already in a wet format, you can really see the colors are going to blend together. And you'll get some oranges in here as well.
Oh, that's very cool.
Very fun. So once dry, you could even go in and darken it a little bit using the dry technique as well. But this would be your first flag. So right after that, you can just go ahead and clip your inspiration to it.
Okay,
So
all
we'll
right.
set this aside.
Let me give you the stencil as well, if you'd like to pop that over there, perhaps.
Okay, very
Tonya,
good.
There we go. We'll start with the next one.
Okay, this is a similar technique, but on this one, we're actually going to be using what's called a resist. So we're using chipboard pieces that, you can see this one I started. And this is all you're doing is really just covering up areas that you may not want to cover right away. So here you can see we'll use the blue on the top. But again, this just shows how versatile the mists are. You can make them really dark if you want to. And when it's wet, you can even go in and they're
just smear it.
non-toxic, so you can
Yeah.
add
Now
the
you're
ink.
using it on canvas here. Can you use these mist colors on other surfaces?
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you said that. It's great on, you could do a flower, or you could do fabrics, cardstock, tint paper, things
Could
like
you do
that as
wood
well.
or things like that?
Wood as
Oh
well.
my gosh,
Wood
that's
works
phenomenal.
really nice, dry or on
Yeah,
wet.
I'll take that from you.
Okay, set these aside. The third one is a painting technique, and on a painting technique, you'll really see how creamy the
color
sticks are.
Uh-huh.
They really go down very smooth.
Yeah, it's kind of like, please don't use it on your lips, but it is kind of like a lip gloss.
Yeah,
it is so creamy.
It really has the consistency. You can see this has a nice little twist up design, so you can keep laying color in.
Oh, that is easy.
Isn't that
And I
pretty?
like, it's got a metallic sheen
This
to it.
does. This is the metallic mint, so it does have a shimmer to it. And you can see, I mean, even dry, you could let it dry like this, but we're working on wet technique, so I'll show you just how quickly it becomes like a paint on the canvas.
Oh
And
my.
what I wanted to do is just add a little bit more color so you can see a blending technique.
It's kind of like a crayon for adults.
That's a nice way to put it. It really is fun, and it's really addictive because the texture is so creamy and smooth. But you can see you can blend colors
And it
together
does.
that
It just
way
blends
really
beautifully.
nicely.
I mean, there are a lot of things that do blend, but that's just gorgeous and very simple.
And you can control how dark and light you want it, which makes it
Right.
really flexible.
Yeah. And I love it. You know, when we're making banners, like you said, out of canvas and paper, oh my gosh, I can see this on canvas bags
Yes.
or even a
Yes.
pinafore or something like that. This is great for all kinds of
Very cute.
surfaces in our home.
So there you go. So we will, you can see
That's
that when
very
it's finished
cool.
even, it still has a real shimmer to it.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
All right,
Set this aside.
I'll take that from you. I'll let you take the wet ones.
Okay. Well, the third technique is stamping with the color, and it's very flexible in that you'll see it really, you can create a watercolor painting with your stamp. So a lot of people maybe wouldn't be comfortable drawing a watercolor painting, but this gives you an opportunity to become a watercolor painter. Actually, if you want to take this one
Oh,
off,
okay.
it's a little bit wet.
There we go.
Great. And if you want to just rub in the center,
Oh,
you can
yes,
see
I'd love to try this.
it's really smooth.
Oh,
and you
it
can see
is.
when
It
it's
just
wet, you can
rolls
really
right
put,
over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because we spritzed it with water first,
Yes.
right? I like
so
that.
it's fully water soluble. Here we can take
Mm-hmm.
take it this way.
Okay.
I'll go back around the edges. And what's nice about it too is it's really forgiving in terms of mistakes. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can just keep adding water to it to make
I
it
like to call
really
it
light.
McGuffee proof.
I like that too. It's really the way life should be, right? When you can make changes as you go.
Okay, I love this technique. This is great.
Isn't that fun?
Okay.
Really vibrant.
So this is with rubber stamping. And then of course we can do rubber stamp designs on top of a basic colored pattern that you've
Yes.
already done and everything. And then you have a little, another one here and also the little owl on the end.
Right.
I love
So
the owl.
This we're going to switch techniques a little bit to a drier technique, but we'll
Okay.
be stamping with India ink. And here I've actually created a pattern, but I can show you how the stamping works. So I'll start with this one that's already has the background, but I just really put the brush pen right onto it.
So this time you're using an ink.
Yes, this is India ink. So what makes it nice is it's very permanent ink.
Ink, okay. Well, we have time just to show this one last technique. Then we're going
Okay.
to take one quick look at the banner again,
Okay,
Tonya.
great. So you can see.
And just press down evenly.
Very good.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That is really pretty. Let's take one last look at the banner.
Sure.
And I have to tell you, I am really inspired. Thank
Oh,
you
good.
so
You're
much.
welcome.
And we'll be right back.
Well, if you're like me, you've got a ton of good intentions and fewer finished projects. So what I thought I'd do today is I take all these photos that I have lying around that just haven't managed to make it onto a scrapbook page, you know? So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn these photos into banners. It's a whole way of inventing something new from something you already have sitting around. So now because these are photos, I wanna use a pen or a marker that's gonna dry quickly, you know, and not smear all over the place. So this is just a dye-based marker. And you can see it's a little bit transparent. So when you go over two different colors, you actually get two different colors. And I kind of like the surprise factor of not quite knowing what you're gonna get. Now, I don't necessarily want this picture of my brother and his girlfriend to be the focus of my banner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a letter sticker of whatever the word is that I am spelling out. I'm gonna, oops, I have the inside of that sticker right there. And this is also a great way to use up leftover letter stickers. You can use a whole miscellaneous collection of them. I'm just going to stick it right down there in the middle of the photo. And there's not a lot of contrast between that white bee and the beach towels. So I'm just going to trace right around the inside of that, color it in, and suddenly, at least the inside of that bee is popping right off. And I can go around the edges, and I'm not worrying too much about where I'm going or what's happening. And if any ink gets on the sticker, I'm not concerned about it. And it's not smearing, you'll notice, which is very important. You'll also notice that where things are darker, like in her hair, you don't see much of the marker. And that's because the marker is only sticking to the places really where the photo paper's exposed. So you get, again, this kind of cool, transparent look, which I really like. Now, you can do something really general like I'm doing here, where I'm just kind of smushing color all over the place, which is a really fun way to do it. And you could have kids make their own birthday party banners and stuff like that, or for a sibling or a parent for Mother's Day or something like that. Or you can actually get really specific and do some serious doodling. So now I'm going to take another letter, let's see, and I'm going to stick it right in the middle of this photo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just how easy it is to do something really specific. So doodles are all built in pieces. So I'm just doing a circle, and anybody can doodle a circle. That's not hard, and it's not even an even circle. It's a wonky circle that's kind of all over the place. I mean, technically speaking, it's probably an oval, but we're not gonna focus on that. We're just gonna enjoy the coloring. And you'll notice, by the way, that I color with the side of this brush tip. I don't actually color with the point, because if I color with the point, what's gonna happen, and I'll show you right here, is you get a very thin line, and it would just take me a long time. And you know, I'm a totally lazy crafter. So I'm always gonna turn it to the side so I get that nice thick impression, more bang for your buck, so to speak. And you can see again, all doodles are built of simple drawings. So there, I've just added some stripes. And now let's add some scallops, I think. I think scallops are always a good choice. And I'm going to go ahead and just bump, 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 bump. And one of the nice things too about doodling is that I think you sort of can relax and find a zen place in your mind. You don't have to focus on it too much. It doesn't demand a ton of your attention. And I also think that when you outline, as I have here with the green, and then fill in with the blue, that contrast just makes it look more detailed and more exciting. And remember, you don't have to stick to one color. I can change in the middle. It's not like all the scallops have to be uniform. You definitely don't have to get bored when you have a big box of colors, you know? You just keep flipping through them and relaxing and having a good time. And they dry so quickly that you notice that I could put that yellow right up against the green, and there was no smearing, no contamination, no problems whatsoever. And here I'm just adding a stick and a ball, a stick and a ball, a stick and a ball, a stick and a ball. And again, it just adds so much fun to the whole project. Now, another really simple doodle to do, which I will show you, is you can do little triangles. Okay, that's not hard to do. And these are wonky triangles. I like to keep everything a little bit wonky. And then I'm going to add a tiny little shadow on it. So I just go underneath, okay, underneath, underneath. And isn't that a cool idea? Now, of course, I have a little banner down here where what I've done is I've simply outlined it with the marker and put a little sparkly letter sticker in the middle. And this photo, in fact, I've even cut out the center and colored the whole thing. And if you look at this larger banner, these are truly miscellaneous photos. And I bet when you first looked at it, you didn't even notice that they were photos. And all I did was doodle all over them and then string it on a little pretty piece of baker's twine. So I hope this gave you some good ideas of what you can do with your leftover photos. We'll be right back.
Well, today's show is all about parties, and Rachel Carlson joins us with a wedding ensemble, because weddings, they are great for parties, right, Rachel?
Absolutely, they are.
So you started by making a centerpiece for our table. So how did we start with that?
I simply just took an already pre-cut sheet of paper that comes in most coordinating packages. I then took another piece of coordinating cardstock and cut it down to a circle.
To put in the center.
And that's where the the vase is going to go with the little detail. I then took another sheet of paper, coordinating as well. Again, the dimension to make sure that you create interest for the place setting, and I simply just do the same.
You did some what you call fussy cutting on
Fussy
that.
cutting.
You actually cut the design from a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now let's glue that to make the collar, because you actually made the collar to go around the little vase in the center.
I did.
That's very pretty. And then you also embellished it with some pearls, I see.
Embellished it with the pearls, and that would be here. And you basically can use the little details on the actual pattern paper where you think a pearl should go to give it little
Right.
interest.
I love that they're self-adhesive. It makes it so easy for us.
Exactly. It makes it very easy to go.
Yeah, because imagine if you're making a lot of table settings for a really big wedding. That's very helpful.
You want it to
And
be
they're
very quick.
Yeah, there are lots of different sizes too, which I really like.
Absolutely, yes. That's good for the, yeah.
Now you have a little butterfly in the center on a dowel. So how did you make that?
I took a dowel and I basically took a wire and just wind it around at the bottom. I then took a tag and used it for the piece that goes on the top
Okay.
there as such.
Oh, and that goes on the top.
That goes on the top.
And what about the butterfly? That is so sweet. It looks as if it's just flying around.
Yes, normally you have a butterfly or you have a piece of cardstock stickers that have a lot of little elements. And
Okay.
you're doing a wedding and you basically are going to do a lot of place settings. So you want to kind of get a lot of mileage out of the one sticker.
Okay.
So you
Or
just
you could get a lot of butterfly stickers, because it would really make it easy.
Absolutely.
And then it's nice when you put a cardstock backing on the back so they really don't fly away during the
Yes.
celebration, right?
And if it's double-sided also, you can just use the one on the end of it and it's going to show on both sides.
To put on the end. You put
as
the
well.
tab over the top.
Yes.
And then you've put rice in the vase, and that is going to hold the dowel.
That's going to hold the dowel up.
Now you also have a little place card there, I see.
Yes, and that is actually done with 2 tags. You know, we're always using a lot of tags. Sometimes they are not double-sided, so you basically want to take one and another, and then you'll score it at one end, and then you'll basically put the 2 together.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and glue that, Rachel?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to reach right in front of you, because I see
Sure.
this gorgeous paper lace that I noticed that you put on the bottom.
Which is lovely because that's also adhesive.
Yeah, it's, lace is not always easy to stick down, but that's got an
No.
adhesive on the back. We
It
were looking at
does.
that earlier. It is so very pretty.
You simply just,
And then the backing for it is lacy as well, that we could actually use that on something
You could,
else.
uh-huh.
And then there's a little flower on there also on the front
there
of your
is.
place card.
That's also a little flower. You basically just take your little paper piercer and then stick the little brad through.
And then add some more of those adhesive pearls that we love so much.
And you're basically just creating more interest on the tag. And it gives a nice little conversation, especially.
It does, and I love the idea of like making the little tent place card just by using some tags.
Yep.
Now you also have a great placemat, and I really like this because I can imagine at a wedding you probably have a lot of these placemats, and then afterwards we can take those and actually use them as scrapbook pages in a scrapbook.
That's the beauty behind this one. I wanted to show that you could take the placemat, or the guests could take the placemat after, they're done.
And you have a special tip for making this banner that I really like.
Yes, these pom-poms and banners are really big right now, and who doesn't want a banner with pom-poms? And they usually, just come all in a strip, and you're basically wanting to make sure that you cut 2 to allow a space for you to put your little piece
Well,
down.
because you could use the pom-poms as they are, but I like the way that you've made the spaces there and you've put the little banner flags in between. It's just all these little additional dimensional elements that make our project so special.
Well, also it doesn't give a lot of bulk as well, and then that way you've locked it down and there's no bulk with the pom-pom.
Right, and the coordinated line too, everything just works together so beautifully. That's always so important.
And then you basically just put the banner down.
Rachel, that is
As you
such a
go.
great idea. And then also, we have to have a journal.
Of course.
And again, you've just fussy cut some part of the paper,
I did.
put it on here, added some embellishments with pearls, and then we can pass this around and the
Gotta
guests can
love
sign
pearls.
it.
You have to have the guest to sign it.
And that's a beautiful keepsake from a wedding party.
is.
Rachel, thank you so much. I love
welcome.
these
Thank you.
ideas. We'll be right back. Well, today for our journaling project, we have something a little bit different. Our viewer, Melanie Bradley, sent us, actually, it's a bag. And what you do is you would actually put your pocket journal right in this burlap bag. And I think her journal was so personal, she probably did not want to share that part of it with us.
Well, you know, another idea for a bag like this is you could actually put journaling prompts inside. You could rip little strips of paper which each have an idea or a prompt. There are even some prompts that you can download from the internet so you don't even have to think them up, which I really like.
I do too, because you know me, I always need those little bit of hints. Well, that's our soup du jour. Thanks for watching, and join us next time as we mix things up.
With new materials combined in interesting ways, all in one scrapbook soup.
Visit scrapbooksouptv.com for a mix of designers, materials, and projects. All of the patterns and pages on this Series 200, all in one scrapbook soup. This is show 206. Mix it all up with more Scrapbook Soup. A DVD set of all 13 episodes of Scrapbook Soup Series 200 is available for $39.99 plus shipping and handling. Visit scrapbooksouptv.com to order a mix of designers, materials, and projects, all in one scrapbook soup. Today's Scrapbook Soup has been brought to you in part by Spellbinders, die templates for cutting, embossing, and stenciling. Beautiful details, inspiring creativity. Spellbinderspaperarts.com. Stamp, sprinkle, tap, heat, wow. wowembossingpowder.co.uk. Sakura Color Products of America. sakuraofamerica.com.